everybody, welcome back to episode 5 of the Crunch Time Show. So we all know that referees missing calls has been a big problem in the last few years. So let's go over some of the biggest missed calls in NFL history.
Okay, so in my opinion, the worst call of all time occurred in the 2018 NFC Championship game between the Rams and the Saints when Nicole Roby-Coleman hit Tommy Lee Lewis. He just decked him, he laid him out. The ball wasn't anywhere close to him, and the refs called nothing. It should have easily been pass interference, but it wasn't. And if that call was called pass interference, the Saints probably would have won that game and gone on to the Super Bowl.
In my opinion, the most impactful bad call of all time was the call that started the Patriots dynasty. In the 2001 AFC Championship game, the Charles Woodson hit Tom Brady, and it was originally called a fumble, but after being reviewed, it was called an incomplete pass because Tom Brady's arm was coming forward. And this is still a controversial call today, but this call resulted in the Patriots winning their first Super Bowl against the Rams, and without this, Tom Brady would never have as much confidence as he has right now.
So my bad call is from the 2014 divisional round of the playoffs, Packers vs. Cowboys. The Packers were winning, and Tony Romo threw up a pass to Dez Bryant, and they ruled it incomplete, but after reviewing years later, they said that it actually should have been called complete. The Cowboys would have gone on to the NFC Championship that year.
So for my blown call, I'm going to bring up Jesse James' touchdown in the 2017 AFC Championship against the Patriots. The Steelers were on the 10-yard line, they were driving down the field, and Jesse James caught a pass over the middle, and it easily looked like a touchdown. He dove, he got the touchdown, but then after review, they said that was an incomplete pass, and the ground caused the ball to come out. So who do you guys think is the best team in the NFL other than the Patriots?
In my opinion, it's definitely the 49ers. They probably have the second best defense in the league after the Patriots. Their line is easily the best in the league. They got Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, DeForest Buckner. Those guys are solid up there. And their secondary is great too with Richard Sherman. They have great linebackers too with Fred Warner, Quan Alexander. Their offense right now is rolling. You might not think highly of the guys on their offense, but Tevin Coleman, Matt Breida, George Kittle, Jimmy Garoppolo is playing decent. I think they're just a really good team, and I think they're going to go far this year.
Other than the Patriots, the Seahawks. Russell Wilson is having the best season of his career, and he's a leading MVP candidate. On top of that, Jadeveon Clowney and Ziggy Ansah have been playing really well for them on the defensive line. Their defense as a whole has been playing really well. And I really like how they drafted DK Metcalf, who's been playing really well for them. So I think as a whole, the Seahawks are the best team other than the Patriots.
In my opinion, I know I'm a little biased, but I think the best team other than the Patriots are the Packers. And I don't think anyone really expected them to come out and do as good as they are doing this year after last year, which they didn't do too good. And I would say the Niners, but I think that they haven't really faced that good of competition yet. They've beat teams like the Buccaneers, the Bengals, and the Steelers, who really aren't anything special at all. So I think we'll see how the 49ers really are once they play better teams.
In my opinion, it's going to be the Saints. I think the Saints have been playing really good football without their star quarterback in Drew Brees, and he's coming back in the next 2 weeks. And Michael Thomas has been going off in the past couple of weeks with a ton of yards every single week, and yeah.
How many?
So who do you guys think is the most overlooked team this year in the NFL?
Okay, I think the most overlooked team right now is the Cleveland Browns. They're sitting at 2-4, which isn't great. They're only, I think, 2 games back in their division from the Baltimore Ravens. They started out the year looking pretty good, but then they lost 4 games, so now they're looking to be bad. Like, a lot of people say they suck now, but Baker Mayfield, he leads the league in interceptions, but I think he can easily turn around, and he has so much talent. Their whole offense has a ton of talent. Nick Chubb, Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham. They just need to start catching the ball. And their defense, they've been missing Denzel Ward and Greedy Williams for the entire season almost, which is their 2 best secondary players. And I think they could get their act together. They have a really easy schedule after the Patriots, and I think they could still make the playoffs.
The most overlooked team is the Panthers. At first they were 0-2 with Cam Newton, but after Kyle Allen came, they're 4-0. Right now they're at 4-2. And I think they can contend with the Saints for the division. They have a really strong defense. They're top 10 in defense. And Kyle Allen is a really good game manager. So I think the Panthers could be really good this year, and not many people are talking about them.
So my most overlooked team are the Bills. They're 4-1, but really no one believes in them. No one's really talking about them. But they have a great defense, and I think they're going to actually end up doing really well this year.
My overlooked team this year is going to have to be the Oakland Raiders. Darren Waller and Josh Jacobs have been playing extremely well, as well as Tyrell Williams. Their offensive line's been holding up really well, and their defensive line, as young as it is, has been doing really good against all the veteran offensive lines they've been playing. Their secondary with LaMarcus Joyner hasn't been getting burnt as much as usual, and they're just doing pretty good.
Okay, so now we're going to do some team trivia, and the teams are just going by side. We have Blake and Nick and Vikram and Jakey. Here we go. We have Falcons and Bandwagon.
Oh, shut up!
2 Packers fans.
Yeah.
Little known fact, Jakey has liked a total of 12 teams in his life. Okay, so the first question is, who are the 3 leaders in sacks this year?
Okay, we're good, Reese.
Okay. So, Nick and Blake, who did you guys pick?
We got...
So number 1 we put Shaq Barrett, number 2 Myles Garrett, and number 3 we didn't really know, so we just put up a safe bet, Khalil Mack.
Okay, so for first we put Shaq Barrett, 2 we put Myles Garrett, 3 we put Mario Addison.
Okay, so the correct answer was, well, you guys both got the first 2 right.
Oh, it wasn't Mario last.
And then the third one is Preston Smith.
That's what I was thinking! I said that! I said that! I was like, it's Smith on the Packers, but there's 2 of them, and they're both linemen, and I can't remember who it was.
Zadarius and
Zadarius, yeah.
Alright, so after the first question, which ended up being a tie, second question is, which NFL team is the current leader for most points throughout the season? Okay, Nick and...
we went first last time.
I
Okay,
said Ravens.
I said Patriots.
correct answer is the Patriots.
Let's go!
Ravens were in second place.
Oh, dude.
Let's go.
Ravens are second.
Go! I'll tell you.
Which NFL team won 3 Super Bowls in the 90s?
Yeah. Wait.
Yes.
Nick, who?
49ers.
Jakey?
Cowboys.
Cowboys are correct.
Dude, I didn't.
No, I was like, what? Yeah, no, I guarantee it.
Okay, so with a score of 1-1, which NFL team features a helmet logo on only one side of their helmet? Okay, Jakey.
I'm not gonna give.
Steelers.
Dang it.
The Browns.
And the Steelers.
That's what I said. I was like, they don't-
Browns don't even have a logo.
Yeah, that's what it was about.
That's why
It wasn't
I was like,
about.
Who is the oldest NFL franchise in continuous operation with the same name and location? Okay, Nick.
We went with the Eagles.
Alright, and the correct answer was the Packers. Nick and
told
Blake.
you.
I'm like Vikram.
Right.
I carried you!
Wait, what year was
I'm like
it?
Vikram.
It was 1913.
So with a tied score of 2-2, the next question is, which player holds the NFL record for the longest interception return? Who do you guys?
Oh, we said James Harrison.
We went with Ed Reed.
Jakey and Vikram are correct. So with score
Oh my god,
3-2.
so fast.
No, James.
Which NFL team scored the most points in a single Super Bowl? So, Jakey, what do you put?
We went with the 49ers.
I went with the Steelers.
Jakey and Vikram are correct. That's game.
Yeah!
4-2.
Let's go.
Alright, thank you guys for watching this episode of Crunch Time. Make sure to tune in next week for the next episode and subscribe down below.
See ya!
Great clips. Take 1.
So, do you ever need a haircut and you don't know where to go? This is not.
Good poll. Good poll. Great clips ad. Take 2.
Look at this model. Look at. Look at this kid, for example. He clearly needs a haircut. He doesn't know where to go, right?
No,
Well,
where do I go?
You should check out Great Clips.
Are you sure?
And Josh Jacobs is great.
This is a model who just got out of his haircut at Great Clips. Look how good he looks. Look at the right angles on the hairline. Look at our model's perfect waves. Don't get seasick.